So I wanted to address some things about soy. I've been getting a lot of questions about it. So I do not do HRT, no HRT. I only do soy. Soy completely reversed or got rid of all of my menopause issues. And I also have soy every single day, once or twice a day, most of the time twice a day, and I have it in different forms. In the morning I will have my soy chia yogurt with berries and granola and a little bit of some type of whole sugar like maple syrup or honey. And most of the time I try to do it without maple syrup or honey, and I just let the fruit be the sweetness. And then throughout the day I might have tofu, I might have a tofu dip, I might have a silken tofu dessert, I might have edamames, I might have whole bean, like the pods, like you would in a Japanese restaurant when you order the edamame pods. I love those as a snack. If we're having a veggie bowl or some type of pasta or a stir fry, I'll choose to do edamame instead of doing tofu. But any type, I also use soy milk. That's the only milk that we use in our house. I use the soy milk to make the soy yogurt, but I also use the soy milk for everything, for baking, for cooking, for coffee, for cream sauces, for tea, if I'm having tea, for everything. So a couple of the other questions, it was also, let's see, some of the other questions that I was getting is soy safe? So I've posted several resources for you guys to look at regarding soy. Read them. If your doctor's telling you not to have soy because your doctor told you that it was not safe, read the articles, discuss the articles with them, and see if it still pertains to you, or if you can have soy and incorporate it into your lifestyle. I know that I'm taking soy. My husband eats soy. All the things that I make that I just mentioned, except for the soy yogurt, the soy chia yogurt, because he has oatmeal in the morning. But if I'm having a pasta with edamame, he's going to have that too. If I'm making a stir fry with tofu, he's going to have that too. So he's having a lot of soy too. Soy has been known that it's a prevention for prostate cancer for men. It's health benefits for men are also equally as good for women. So I would say do your research in reading the articles, discuss them with your physician, see what your individual situation is. Don't just go off of the information, even ours that you have, even the information that I post. Don't just go off of that information. Because most of the things out there are not necessarily reputable sources that are scientific based or patient research based. So you need to make sure that what you're reading is reputable and that you discuss it with your physician so they can look at it and see if, dependent on your individual situation, if it is going to be hey Jennifer, can you hear me now? Because I think you guys couldn't hear me before. And I did not notice that the microphone was on. So can you let me know? Can you comment and let me know if you can hear me? So for soy, it was my own personal choice to add it to my lifestyle because my sister recommended it. I questioned all the things that you guys always question about soy, all the same questions that the members, the foodies in our group will ask about soy. I asked to my sister, and I had the benefit of her answering all my questions, giving me information to read so that I can inform myself. I went and discussed it with I've had 2 OBGYNs in the process of eating whole foods and plant-based. And my first OBGYN was not so familiar with the soy being a benefit for women's body, or even like menopause, or prevention of, for health prevention and for just good health. And so, and that physician, I have no longer seeing her, and now I'm seeing a different OBGYN. And coincidentally, my OBGYN that I have now is also a breast cancer survivor, and she herself takes soy as prevention. She recommends it to her patients, so she's on board, because when I came to her, I was already eating soy every single day for at least 1 or 2 servings a day. The other things that you guys need to be aware of is I have soy every single day, once or twice a day in servings. However, not only do I have that, but my life is also whole foods, plant-based. We do no oil, no refined sugars, no salt, and we do not do processed foods. So for some people that might be incorporating soy into their life, it might also need to be in conjunction with a whole food plant-based lifestyle for it to work maybe quicker. For me, within 4 weeks or so, I noticed that I was sleeping through the night. That's what jarred my attention to soy. When I started eating it, within 4 weeks, one day I woke up and I had had a full night's sleep, which I hadn't had in years. And not only that, but my hot flashes went away. So then when I realized I slept through the night, I started thinking back, and I was like, wow, I haven't had any hot flashes daily. And so now, if I stop having soy for several days where I haven't had it, like if we're on a trip or something and I actually haven't had my soy, I start feeling like the flush effect of a hot flash wanting to happen. So this is what keeps me eating soy every day as well. I don't want any of the things that were happening to my body with all the menopausal symptoms. Plus, it literally, between the whole foods and plant-based and the soy, it reverted me back to myself. I feel like myself again. I don't feel crazy. I don't feel desperate because I wasn't sleeping. I don't feel desperate because of the hot flashes, which were annoying when we're in public or with people, or even just like the two of us on a date or whatever. It's just so annoying. It makes you feel terrible. And so for me, I decided to incorporate it for the prevention aspect of the benefits of soy. For the menopausal things, I just added it to my lifestyle because once my sister said, have it, they already know that once or twice a day is beneficial to your health. So I added it, but she didn't specifically say this is what you should do for menopause. She was just telling me for health, just like I was doing whole foods and plant-based. So I didn't really specifically seek it out, but I know that it is the one thing that keeps all of my ailments, I call them my menopausal ailments, away completely. So for those of you that want to do it naturally and don't want something not natural in your body, like the HRT, and doing that, this is a very good option. And it doesn't cost you anything except time preparing it. And if you want to be lazy about it, you could just make the soy yogurt like I'm lazy about. And I just make my 3 jars once a week. And then that's what I have every day because I love my soy yogurt. So I choose to have it every day. And then I just open the bag of edamame beans and I microwave them for 2 or 3 minutes. And they're ready to go in a stir fry, a salad, or I get the pods and like you do at a Japanese restaurant, and same thing, I microwave them and I put, some spices, not salt, on them, and then I eat them that way as a snack. Or I might throw tofu in the air fryer, or I might make a silken tofu mousse or dessert, or a chocolate pudding and have that for dessert. So I might be having my soy yogurt in the morning and then a dessert at night that is soy, made with soy. And or I'll add the edamames or the tofu or whatever into whatever it is that we're cooking, because you can use tofu in so many different ways. There's so many different types of tofu. Many people think that tofu is only a block of tofu and it's firm, and there's all sorts of different types of tofu. And there's silken tofu, which is what the word says, silken. It's very silky and very smooth, so it's not the spongy tofu that everybody's used to. And that one is very conducive to making sauces and making all dips and all sorts of things with recipes. So you can incorporate it into soups and not even know it's there. You can blend it up. You can blend it into sauces. You can blend it into desserts. You can it's so versatile. So that's my favorite version to do ways to do soy. So I'm trying to think of what other questions you guys have asked regarding soy. So again, read the information that I've posted. Discuss it with your doctor if you have concerns, or if your particular doctor told you that you couldn't have soy. Ask them why and dig down deep to the answer, because if they just blanket told you because they're telling all their patients that, and they're not taking you as an individual, and they're assuming that soy causes cancer, your doctor might be misinformed. The other thing that I wanted to let you guys know is doctors are not trained in nutrition, so they don't know all the things. I've talked about this before, all the things that nutrition can do for your body. They are trained in what they are trained. So if they're a OBGYN, a pediatrician, they're trained in that. If they're a cancer specialist, they are trained in that. And if they're a thyroid cancer specialist, they're even more hyper trained. So they don't go to medical school receiving nutrition training. So they don't know. Sometimes they're Googling and telling you the appropriate things to do, like our doctor did. Our doctor would just tell us, our doctor would sit and Google in front of us and tell us what supplements to take or what things we could do. Like when I was having reflux, like they were treating my reflux and they were giving me lists of things that I shouldn't eat. And never once did they tell me, maybe if you do whole foods plant-based and you clean your gut, your reflux will go away and you won't have to take medication, and you won't have to take things for reflux. What they did is instead they gave me a big long list of things I couldn't eat. And they basically said, there's nothing we can do for you other than give you medication. So it was Prilosec and trying to, me use natural remedies like apple cider vinegar with the mother to try to help my reflux, and apple cider pills would help me along. But it was miserable because I was taking them all the time because all the foods affected me. I couldn't have tomatoes. I couldn't have spicy. I couldn't have wine. I couldn't have anything that would give me a reflux bout. And now I can have all of it. I can have all the things that were causing my reflux, and it doesn't affect me at all. But not one doctor told me that I could potentially use plant-based or my nutrition, my whole foods plant-based nutrition, as my medicine. And same thing for my husband. The answer was have lean animal protein, have no carbs, no sugar. And you're a diabetic, so no carbs, no sugar, lean animal protein. And the fact-based research is that animal fat, and even plant-based fat in accumulation accumulates in your arteries, causes plaque, and that causes insulin resistance. So then your body can't take care of itself. So that is something that we were never told. Never once were we told, hey, maybe animal fat and the fatty things and processed foods and the things that you're putting into your body are what flaring up. No, the answer was always don't sugar, don't carbs, and, lean animal protein. That was the diet they wanted him on. So I've talked about this before. Our doctor got schooled. Our primary doctor was very resistant when we went on a whole foods plant-based diet. My husband had tried for decades to get off medications. He had lost weight before. They had told him if you lose 30 or 40 pounds, it's going to make such a difference in your blood work. It never did. So it never budged. He would lose weight. He would feel better from losing the weight, but the blood work wouldn't budge, and it would just kind of continually keep going through life, going up and never changing for the positive. And nothing ever made a significant difference to take away medications until we started this lifestyle. Within 3 weeks, his numbers had changed so much. The discussion of, how long will it be before we get off medications? And he was off medications within 3 months. And then as his body continued to heal and up and yo-yo, like I've talked about before, and his body was learning how to heal, then within 6 months, his numbers were changing drastically for the better. And now he is 15 months in, and his body is now stable, and it's not trying to heal. It has healed in the process, and it just continues to get better with time. So the more you continue with this lifestyle, so it's not like we are living this lifestyle and yay, we're going to go back to our sad eating ways, standard American, I've talked about it, standard American diet and the so sad diet, which is what I call the Southern diet, which is kind of what he was raised on and what we, living in the South were raised on. So the so sad diet is very sad because it's filled with saturated fats, animal, and all the things that cause the high cholesterol and the diabetes and all of it, high blood pressure and all the things that we have in our processed foods and sugars and the oils and the salts. So all of this lifestyle combined with the soy is a whole healthy balance that has changed for my body. So if you want a quick change, then be serious about it and delve into the wholeness of the lifestyle. Don't just think that by adding soy, you're going to eradicate things, because there might be other things in your lifestyle that are also causing a detriment that the poor soy is going to try, and it's not going to be able to help you, because it's going to be like, hey, I'm here alone and you're still feeding my body with other things. I'm not going to be able to do it for you. So consider that. I think those are all the questions that I've been getting lately, but definitely look at the information. Definitely talk about it with your physician. Definitely talk about the myths if they're still not informed about soy. Look up Dr. Christy Funk and her lectures and podcasts. She has a book that she is a breast cancer surgeon. One of the most impactful things about Dr. Christy Funk is that she used to tell her patients not to eat soy. And then when she wrote a book in Healthcare for Women and all the things that she wanted to put in the book, she delved into the research of nutrition. And since she, in medical school, they don't get nutrition training. They don't get nutrition information when they're going through medical school. So when she was writing her book and she was really delving into the research of what would be beneficial for her breast cancer patients, lo and behold, it was soy. So now she talks about how she was misinforming her own patients, and now she has her patients eat soy, the recommended once or twice a day. So look her up. That's one of the most impactful things of her as a physician. So, and it's like our physician that was very skeptical when we began the whole foods plant-based, and we said the word reverse to our physician, and she said there's no such thing as reversal. You will not be able to reverse his diabetes. You will not be able to reverse his cholesterol. You cannot put it into remission, and you can. So you can't reverse it to 100% healthy because you already did the damage. So that's why it's reversed and then gone into remission. So if you start eating bad again, you're going to flare it up again, and you're going to bring the chronic disease back. So with our physician, she was not on board with the reversal and the remission, and she now uses this as an example for the other patients. So not all physicians are aware. They're not all aware. So I've told you guys, it's not the physician's fault. They're specialized in what they're specialized in. So it's up to us to also be advocates and discuss with our doctor, and using our family history and all of it, they need to make a decision. You need to make a decision together with them on what you believe is the best thing for you. So I will leave you guys with that information, but dude, soy, I always say it. It was my lifesaver. I can sleep now, and I don't have issues. Bye, guys.